speculating of bandit activity near the junctions of the rivers Liss and Dalton. At least once per day, a crew of bandits has been waylaying a barge. The boats are usually found several days later, the crews missing. The bandits are thought to dwell in an abandoned fort nearby. The sprawling complex of Fort Dalton was laid to waste by a scourge of dragons 100 years ago. In the meantime, the ruins have mostly been reclaimed by the wilderness. Although visitors to the old fort are infrequent, our heroes have several reasons they might choose to visit the fort, aside from the classic bandit hunting expedition, which this is. If you wish, you can choose a quest. I'm going to show you a handout in a second. At the end of the adventure, you can choose to spend downtime days to get a reward from the quest, but you certainly don't have to. And so, I'm going to show you what your quests are. The first one is Arcane Secrets. You can search Spire of Ganesh to receive a 1d4 bonus when casting spells against any cult of the Crushing Wave member. Holy Texts. Search the Temple of All Gods to receive a 1d4 bonus when casting spells against a cult of the Crushing Wave member. Forgotten Knowledge. You can search the College of Song for an old musty tome of knowledge. This will give you advantage on attack rolls against the cult of the Crushing Wave. Next one is Searching for Someone. While you are in the fort, you will be looking for a loved one whom you think may have been taken by the bandits. Your reward there is a little bit of story for your character background. And then, of course, Ancient Treasure. Who doesn't want treasure? You can spend time searching for treasure in the rubble of the ruins. Now, we are rapidly approaching Season 3, and I don't know how many more expeditions of the week you are going to be fighting the cult of the Crushing Wave. So you can decide and just tell me what you were interested in at the end of the adventure. So there you go. All right. Let's start with Quinlan. Tell us a little bit about your character, level, pertinent information, and I really appreciate information on your AC and things like that.
Right. I'm a human monk, hermit. I am looking for enlightenment. However, there is a great evil out there that only I can get rid of. It is a wizard of some sort, and I shall take him down at some time or another. My AC is 15. My initiative's +3.
Okay. And Gemfoot.
Hey, good evening. I'm playing Gemfoot Timberstrike, a level 1 gnome druid. Gemfoot is actually from the Moonsea region and grew up in the forest just south of Elmwood on the map. He believes logic is the best answer to any situation that one finds themselves in, and he's got a quote he always tells everyone. Everything one does is a part of a grand plan that we cannot know the entirety of. My AC will be 11, passive perception 12.
Okay. Next would be Grimald.
Grimald's a level 2 Goliath cleric of Strongmouse hermit who's looking to sort of reintegrate into society after the loss of his clan and spread the word of Strongmouse. He's an 18 AC. Was it 19 hit points and 0 initiative?
My guess is that the word of your house has something to do with cheese. Next would be our test.
Our test is a Outlander, human monk 2, and he was raised by wolves. He wears a wolf pelt cloak and wolfskin loincloth and little else, and carries a pack and a quarterstaff, and he's still very nervous around people.
All right, and finally we'll talk to Kara.
Kara is a level 1 wizard, bookworm. Her initiative is, or her armor class is 11 normally. Passive perception is 12. She's mainly a scribe type person and loves knowledge.
All right.
All right, our tests, armor class is 16, and his passive perception is 20.
Okay.
Good move.
Yeah, he must have high wisdom and wisdom proficiency.
No, it's wisdom proficiency and the variant. There's a feat, observant,
Okay.
that gives you a +5 on passive perception specifically, and passive investigation.
You're level 2?
Yeah, he gets that at level 1 because he's variant human.
Okay. All right. I don't know every rule and variation of character classes, so thank you for your insight. Okay, so let us begin. In exchange for transport to Fort Dalton, to complete whatever quest, if you wish, our heroes have agreed to serve as bait aboard a boat operated by Revolve Shipping out of Mulmaster. Mulmaster is, of course, and if you want to zoom in or out, you hold the Alt key and move your middle mouse wheel. Mulmaster is there where I pinged you. After reaching the junction of the Liss and Dalton, the boats turn into the Dalton River. So the River Liss actually flows south out of the Moonsea. The River Dalton flows north to connect with the River Liss. You guys have been aboard this boat. It took, took some time to get there because of unfavorable currents and some unfavorable winds at times, but eventually you got there. During the course of the journey, you've gotten to know each other, and of course you've gotten to know your captain. Your captain is fairly young. You would put him at no more than 17, and he answers by the name of Albert. And you're very fond of him after interacting with him. He's very fair with his crew. He's always got a smile on his face. He seems to be motivated to do good things, and he joined this mission because none of the other captains from Revolve Shipping would undertake such a mission, given the dangers of the bandit stuff that's been happening lately. So, needless to say, you've grown fond of him. You've gotten to know each other pretty well. And I'm going to shift your view here. So now you're at the junction. Remember, you can zoom out if you wish. I'm going to have to make some adjustments to the tokens that are appearing here. Some people did not show up, which is typical. Cortez, Gemfoot, and Quinlan. Okay, so and I got to put Kara in. So, Kara, if you go to draw shape in text, when we switch maps, you can put your own name in. I'll do it for you this time, but you should be able to move your name around. If not, you might have to put it in yourself. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You find yourselves near the edge of the ruins on Fort Dalton. Just ashore, you can see where through some trees you can kind of see some of the higher walls of the ruins that are left of Fort Dalton. If local rumors are true, the ruins are home to worshippers of a forbidden god. You, however, are here in search of bandits and some other stuff. Rumor from far-off Mulmaster is that merchant barges and fisherfolk have been waylaid on the River Liss and the River Dalton near the ruins. For some gold, you may have been drawn to take on the dangers of these bandits. For others, however, the ruins of Fort Dalton are rumored to hold many things of value lost and forgotten. Let's see, where is everybody? Quinlan.
Yes, sir.
You were kind of looking over the side of the boat, the eastern side of the boat, and you noticed some bubbles on the surface of the water. You know, they could be coming from a clam, who knows, something buried in the mud, maybe some fish is passing fish gas, whatever. But you do notice some bubbles there, and they're not stationary. Right now the boat is stationary because the winds have died. In the current here, you're caught in kind of an eddy, and you're not really moving all that much.
I will alert the captain that I'm seeing something that I don't think is normal.
Okay, and the captain kind of looks over the side, and he sees the bubbles, and he says, yeah, that could be something, it could be nothing. Please keep an eye on that until we can get some wind back. And he kind of shakes his head a little bit. And, you know, the captain's got these long, black, curly locks. Young boy, baby-faced, maybe 17. And he says it very kindly.
Understanding for you, yeah.
Next, the bubbles are growing closer to the boat.
I will point this out to the rest of my companions.
Uh-huh. And all of a sudden, you see a helmet emerging from the water, and a claw emerging from the water. And kind of coming up from the water, this helmeted head kind of looks up the side there, and guy jumps off the back of this crab and starts climbing up the boat. Everybody go ahead and roll me some initiative. And we'll start left to right with Quinlan and
You got 19.
10 for Jim Foot.
Let's see if that's working.
I can use the Kitsune token if you want. That's
Yeah.
easier.
yeah, however you want to do it, that's fine. Is it still there, or did I delete?
No, it's not there.
Let me see if I can put it back up for you. Kitsune was fat.
We can keep it that size. I can be a freaking hill giant.
Or you can take the 8. I don't care either way. No, I see the dice roll for that.
I'll be a stone giant name. I don't know if you guys know this video, but I'll be a giant named Kanye.
Test. Our test is at 8. Quinlan is also at 8. Grimald got 10. Okay, let me just make a couple. Gem Foot and Grimald. I'm just going to put Gem Foot just ahead of the order in from Grimald there.
Come all
Okay.
had to head out and get it delivered.
Okay. All right. So actually, this creature is climbing above the decks, and he hops on board deck, kind of up by in front of Kitsune there. And first to act is Quinlan. Oh, maybe Quinlan had to go somewhere.
I forgot to put on initiative. I thought you were saying in order.
I thought Quinlan, you rolled an initiative of 19, did you not?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so, oh, Kara. Okay, so I'll put you.
And I'm here.
Okay. Quinlan, you're up.
I missed. I got a 7.
Okay. Just a second here. Okay. Next in the order, this giant crab kind of swims around a little bit, and he himself climbs up onto the deck of the boat. And you know, these are land crabs. They can be in land or water. And he kind of scuttles over by Gemfoot there. Yeah. And he reaches a giant crab claw towards you. And that would be a 14 to hit. Does that hit your
That
AC?
hits. Yep, that hits.
Okay. You would take 4 bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and you're grappled. You can attempt an escape on your turn.
Okay.
Okay. You guys are seeing all of this happen here. And unbeknownst to you, another of these guys with the helmets on, fishy smelling guys, been swimming under the water. Who knows what they've been doing down there. Climbs up the side of the boat and stands by Captain Albert. Next to act is Kara.
I'm going to this guy right here in the corner and magic missiles on him.
Okay. You're about 10 feet away. Are you going to launch them all at him?
Yeah. Let's see. Points of damage.
How many?
17 points of damage.
Okay. Let's see. These 3 things burst out of your hand or whatever focus you're using. Maybe you have a wand, and they look like darts that you'd throw at a dartboard, and they slam into this guy, and they hit him, and then out of the back of these things, a little spray of sparkles goes, and the sparkles spell out Kara, like that, cha, like this. So this happens. Next in the initiative order is Gemfoot.
I'm here.
Okay, I need to make a strength athletics to try to break the grapple.
And you're looking for an 11.
16.
Good enough. You broke the grapple.
Okay. I'm gonna, the crab, I'm gonna cast a level 1 spell called Thunder Wave, and he needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
And my DC is 12.
Okay, his con is +0. And he makes it.
Okay. He'll take, let me roll damage and he'll take half of that. It was 8 total, so he'll take 4 thunder damage.
Mm-hmm.
And since he made his save, he's not going to be pushed 10 foot away. He'll just take the damage.
Okay. Little cracks appear in his crabby armor. Next to act is Grimald.
Okay. Yeah, I'll cast Sacred Flame on the crab. 12 Dex DC.
Okay. Dex. Let's see. Ooh, crabs are fairly dexterous with their little claws and feet and such. And he made it.
And he doesn't take anything.
Okay.
Hey, my math was off. It was actually only 15 points of damage.
Okay. I've adjusted accordingly.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. No worries. The Reaver swings around on Quinlan and flexes his watery muscles. And he has a longsword that's a regular longsword, except that it's embedded with shark's teeth along the edges. And he just swings that thing right at you, and he gets a 22. Would that hit your AC?
Was that attacking me, Grimald, or someone else?
Quinlan.
Yes.
Quinlan.
That hit me. I only have an AC of 15.
Okay, and you would take 11 points of damage because this thing hit you on your right shoulder and went all the way across your chest and just made a
I'm down.
horrible wound there. Okay. So, you guys are seeing Quinlan just fall down from this one brutal blow by this guy. Clearly not what you were expecting. Now, the Reaver above decks grabs the Albert, your favorite captain, and swings him over the side of the ship, and they disappear into the water together.
Damnation.
Right.
We're not here to judge whatever they want to do on their own time.
Well, to be fair, Albert was struggling.
No, okay.
Yeah, he didn't go really.
They've got it, guys, but focus at the task at hand.
Next to act is our test.
Kick his ass.
I'm going to head straight for the one that knocked down Quinlan and do quarterstaff. All right.
Versus AC. Let's see, what is he wearing? Sadly, he blocked your quarterstaff with his shield, and it kind of bounced off with a loud bang.
Okay, I'm going to do a bonus attack.
Okay. And your bonus attack
Once
brought
again.
the other end up, and it bounced off his shield. Do you want to do anything else?
That is all I can do.
Okay. So, you guys see some bubbling off to the port stern, so down in this area, where Albert was taken over and you hear kind of a gurgling sound come up over the side of the boat, and he says, "Go into the water. Come join me. We all float down here."
I resist that.
Okay. Please, Quinlan. It's great
dead. I
down
can't hear
here. Next up in the initiative order is Quinlan.
And that's a D20 roll to see if I get my first save or not.
What's your D20 for?
I am down.
Oh yeah, that's right. And he has one failed save, sir. Sorry about that.
And I just failed my save.
Yep, I saw that. So you have one failed death save.
That's correct.
Hopefully your party members will help you out.
Yes, they'll hit me twice. So they'll
Yep. Okay, so the giant crab, if I could get him to spin around a little easier, it'd make more sense. He again...
He's trying to shit on you.
Yeah, he looks at Gemfoot and launches a gassy attack, which is basically his claw attack. Crab party. And he rolls a 12.
That's going to hit.
Okay. So I will roll the damage so you don't just get hosed on that. And you took 4 bludgeoning damage from the blast of gas.
Okay, I'm still up, but you can tell I'm pretty weakened.
Okay. Next to act is going to be Kara.
Okay. Time for some flashing fireworks again. I'm gonna
Take him out. Take him out.
use poison spray on him. And does a 15 hit?
A 15 hits.
He takes, or if he doesn't, he has to do a Constitution saving throw or take some damage.
Okay. So his Constitution saving throw was 12.
He needs to do a 13.
Okay, so how much does he take?
8 points of poison damage.
Okay, and he goes down, turns green, and just falls over.
Hadouken!
Right. Exactly. Next to act is Gemfoot, and you are grappled, sir.
Okay, let me make my strength check. 19.
That's good enough.
Okay, I needed that. I'm gonna use the disengage action. You see me kind of stagger back and wipe my forehead and say something in Druidic that probably no one understands, and I'm gonna move back to just under the ladder.
Okay.
And that ends my turn.
Okay. Next is Grimald.
Who's the person who's down? Are they dead or just unconscious?
Quinlan.
They're unconscious with
Quinlan,
one
he's-
failed death save.
He's the one with the X.
Yeah. I'm gonna go over there and cast Spare the Dying on him.
Okay. Tell us what that does for the 2 people
Just-
that are watching our live stream.
Just stabilizes him,
Okay.
so no more bleeding.
Okay. Cool
For
enough.
the 2 people watching the
So he
live
doesn't
stream.
have to make any more death saves.
Correct.
Put us on Twitter.
Okay.
We have 1,000.
Now, here's what happens. You guys hear a bunch of commotion off to the port stern side of the ship. I hope I got that right. Yeah, I do have that right. And you see Albert's black curly locks emerge from the water. And he says, "Come play with me." And he climbs up the side right next to Kitsune. And
crap.
he, what does he want to do?
Kara.
He reaches out his he used to have like regular, like soft, supple hands and all these sorts of things. Unfortunately, now he has these nasty yellow fingernail things that more resemble claws. And he reaches out to grasp you and hopefully pull you into the water. And he's going to try to use these claws to injure you first, to significantly weaken you. And he would miss your AC. Apparently you've got something that is protecting you. And next you notice that that's all you see from those guys. That reaver that pulled him over the side apparently is swimming somewhere to warn somebody or something. Next to act is our test.
Oh, he's pretty dangerous. The crab's pretty dangerous. I'm gonna go and try to bludgeon away at good old Albert.
Okay.
Okay. Non-lethal on everything.
Actually, Albert is pretty slow, and your quarterstaff slams into his head, and his like glorious little locks kind of flash off to the side, and some water sprays off. What amount of damage did you do to poor Albert, and how do you feel about that?
8 bludgeoning, and I feel wonderful.
Okay.
Because he's not Albert, as far as I can tell. He's got different hands.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to
and
do?
I'll make the bonus unarmed attack, and that's
11
an 11.
AC, and
Yeah.
that unfortunately you punch out at him, but you must have been unnerved by him. So we are at the top of the initiative order, and we have Quinlan, who is unconscious but stable and does not have to roll his death thing.
Yay.
The crab
Comes after our test.
To our test, and reaches out his crabby claws towards you. And he scores a 21 versus AC.
Yep.
And he hits you for 4 damage, and he grasps you in his claws, and you feel them tightening. You are grappled.
All right.
And
4 damage.
after he does that, he immediately moves over to the edge of the water with you, or to the edge of the boat with you. You get the idea that he is planning on pulling Captain Albert on you, which is different than a Prince Albert. Let's see. Next to act is Kara.
I'm going to use my quarterstaff two-handed because this guy in front of me is ugly. Does a 13 hit?
Yes.
7 points of damage.
Okay. And your quarterstaff slams into poor Albert's jaw and breaks it. And you see black ooze kind of flowing out of his mouth, and his eyes turn black. And he says, "But Kara, we were such good friends." He's moaning and all these sorts of things. His hair like shimmers a little bit, and like fish falls out of it. Next to act is Gemfoot.
Okay. I kind of shake my head and look up and see this hideous thing in front of me and think, what is this? So I'm going to use a cantrip, produce flame, and make a ranged spell attack, see if I can hit him.
Okay.
It'll be a 19 versus AC.
That's definitely a hit.
And max damage, 8 fire damage.
Okay. And he has no any kind of stuff to that, and you see him, Albert's little locks catch on fire, and he sells out, "Pa, Pa," and he dies.
Good.
Good. You guys are heartless bastards. Next is Grimald.
I think he stepped away a minute. He put on the.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna assume that Grimald will act when he gets back. Actually, Grimald is gonna pass his turn in 5.
I'm back.
Oh, okay.
What do you got going on? Just the crab?
Yep.
We killed Albert.
Nice. Just gonna go over there and hit him with my weapon.
Okay. Oh.
I'm gonna say that hits.
That does.
How much?
Yes.
How much is crit damage?
What's your regular damage dice?
D8
And what's your added damage modifier?
+3.
You would roll 2d8 and add 3 to it.
So 11.
Okay, so this poor crab, his shell cracks, and he splits open, and you see delicious-looking crabby meat, an enormous pile of it sitting in front of you, and you are out of initiative. So,
All right.
So,
Anybody have any healing?
so as you were saying that, the boat all of a sudden passes out of the eddy and is directed towards shore. And our heroes landed on shore after the battle. They were able to follow a surprisingly well-used trail through the woods to the ruins in the fort. The walls of the fort are destroyed. You guys want to do anything before you get up to the fort?
Can we take a rest?
Okay, how long do you want to rest?
We need Quinlan back up from 0.
Oh yeah. So
Well,
the boat is aboard. It is docked on the beach. It seems fairly stable.
It's docked on the beach.
Well, it drifted ashore, and it seems fairly stable.
All right.
Is there any supplies on the boat?
There is a massive load of crab meat sitting right in front of you, but nothing that is readily portable.
Yes. No butter.
Anyone good at
Actually, there is a cask clearly labeled butter. And there does just happen to be there is a pile of firewood, and there are some rocks which would be suitable for making a crab boiling rack, and there just happens to be a big cast iron pot aboard, and some crab boil.
Who would have thought? So either we take a long rest and take care of it in the morning, or I can do a short rest.
Well, is Quinlan still down, or is he back to 1 hit point?
Quinlan
Quinlan's-
is
0.
Quinlan
Okay,
is
I can-
unconscious right now, right? He was
I
stable.
can use my last level 1 spell and use healing word on him, but then after that I'm going to need a long rest because I'm down to 2 hit points and no spells. But I can do that if we.
That's
Let's just
okay.
take a long rest.
Let's see. He'll get I rolled a 1 + 2, so he'll get 3 hit points.
I would be in favor of just doing a long rest before we head up, but
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That way he'll be at full hit. Everyone will be at full hit points and full
You want to
health.
stay on the boat or you want to stay on the beach?
Let's do the beach.
Or move
Well,
in off the trail?
Life is a beach, so I say we just make sure that the boat is tethered here, and we'll stay on the boat. Except for when we go out and have our crab bake.
Let's do a long rest.
Okay, so you guys kind of make some makeshift shelters on the shore there, and you're doing your crab roast, and you successfully pass the evening away without any further things, but you hear the birds eventually kind of quiet down, and night falls, and you guys are up watching. Bats fly around. You hear some strange sounds coming from the fort to the west. This crab was delicious. Of course, someone knew exactly how to cook crab properly. You cracked off the legs, avoided the body, cracked off the claws, and you got a pot of this water boiling. Somebody else had the foresight to have a small cooking pot of their own, I won't say who, and they melted the butter just ever so slightly. And when the water was boiling with the crab boil in place, you dropped in the crab. It turned red and started smelling delicious. And then you ate it and just gobbled the hell out of it. And everybody was able to enjoy a very quiet, comfortable night on shore, and awakes in the morning feeling very refreshed and ready for adventure. Okay. You guys get up, do your breakfast thing, and decide bright and early to go over and see the fort. Once again, you can use the Alt and middle mouse button to zoom in and out. You guys were given a somewhat crude map of the area, so you know kind of what the different ruins are. Directly in front of you is something that was called the Rookery. You're not 100% sure what that was. You know that there's a fountain with a pond that was flowing out of the fountain. There was the College of Song and its gazebo where they used to hold concerts and all sorts of crazy sacred rites of involving nymphs and sacrificial animals and these sorts of things. And then you, of course, have a spire of Ganesh we'll have to investigate. And, of course, there being nymphs around and ancient rituals and all these sorts of things, there is, of course, a bathhouse to get cleaned afterwards. Right before you is the Rookery. What would you guys like to do?
All right. Well, our test wants to head in. Let's see. What's the head in the? That's a door on. There are doors everywhere.
Well, actually,
or holes in the walls.
What you see with the Rookery. So right in front of you, long ago, Fort Dalton was home to a cadre of griffin riders. During the assault by the dragons, the Rookery was one of the first places targeted, of course, because dragons. Who wants to be fighting other winged creatures? Powerful dragon magic turned everything to stone. There are buckets of stones that look like eggs, statues that look like griffins, and the human and elven riders can be found scattered about the grounds, turned into stone. Most of them are broken, but one of them is whole and eerily lifelike. And where you see space between walls, these places that you can walk through, there are piles of rubble that are pretty easily identifiable that would be difficult terrain. And then anywhere where you see a wall is actually a wall that you can't walk through, but everywhere else. And there's a big, huge bush growing up through the center that would be difficult terrain as well.
All right. Let's see. I will check out the south outside
Okay, so you look around.
of the rookery, but not inside the rookery yet. Just glancing in, but not going in.
You can see some stone buckets, some piles of rubble here and there. There's some bird poop. Apparently some stink pigeons have taken to rest in the place from time to time. Progressing in the morning, the birds also wake up, and as you're looking in the windows, a stink pigeon flies by and poops on your head.
Okay. All right, where am I? Am I the blue?
Yeah, and
I can't see
select
that.
you can select the arrow tool in your top left there, and you can move your token around.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And the rest of you, these pigeons seem to be trying to move you forward, as there is somewhat of a time limit on the adventure, and they are now aiming big, huge, giant stink pigeon poops at you. Some of them hit, some of them miss.
All right.
Okay, so you enter in, and you guys are kind of walking around, pretty quiet except for natural bird sounds and things like this. You're walking around looking at all these things, seeing all these sights of, occasionally you'll see like a dead elf. Not a huge amount of other stuff going on here.
I'll look at that pile. I'll look at that pile right there. Nothing fabulous. Okay.
Yep, nothing crazy there. And our test, you hear some rustling off to the northeast. You heard just a scatter of some rubble up that way.
Okay. Our test will do something he hasn't been able to do before. Try and become stealthy. Let's see if that works.
Okay, go ahead.
You want to tell us we got something up there?
What do you got there?
The result is a 19.
Oh yeah, so our test is now very stealthy. You feel very sneaky, very, very qualified. Scale of 1 to 2, I'd give you a 2.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. And he will sneak, what's that, 5, 10, 15 feet around back here,
Yep.
up towards there, and see if he sees anything.
When you snuck around there, your view is kind of obscured by the bush, but you think you may have seen a little bit of movement up in the area, the final room to the north and east of the rookery. You think you may have seen something up there. Everybody else just saw you kind of disappear, and they're like, "Oh, where'd he go?"
All right. He'll move back into sight and point up ahead.
Okay.
We're up
Then do
ahead.
his, who knows?
You're indicating like in some.
He
dust and stuff.
will point up there somewhere.
Okay. What do you guys want to do?
I will sneaky around to this point to see if I can see whatever the hell he's talking about.
From there, you don't see anything.
Okay, but I do see a wall, and there's something up here in the northeast. That's what I needed.
Yeah, you understand that he was pointing up into the northeast corner of the building.
Okay.
That he saw something. Grimald, what are you doing here? What do you want to do?
I'm gonna wait.
I can't hear you, bro.
Sorry, here. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm gonna hang back. I don't want to. If the sneaky people are sneaking, I don't want to ruin their sneaking because I'm not sneaky at all.
And Gemfoot, you see all of this going on.
Yeah, I'm going to stay by Grimal and see if they observe anything else.
Okay. One of you guys hears a loud fart and some snickering.
It's high schoolers.
Huh.
I'm going to go ahead and stealth around the corners.
Okay. So our test eventually, you see these 4 robed figures kind of hanging out up there. They don't seem super aware of what's going on because they can't see you. You can tell by some smells even drifting that far away that they were eating bean burritos last night. Black bean, of course, because they don't have pintos in the Forgotten Realms.
All right.
I'd like to try something.
Okay.
All right. Move back out of sight and come back into sight over here and whisper 4.
Somebody said they wanted to try something.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that was Kara.
I'm going to... If I move back here, can I see him?
Oh yeah, you can see him over a small pile of rubble, which would be difficult terrain if you tried to pass over it, and it looks like the stones are loose. They don't notice you.
Okay,
They're
I rolled
pretty
this.
engaged in. One of them has flint and steel, and appears to be trying to light something when the other one is, straining.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
I'm gonna cast Ray of Sickness on all of them.
Okay, tell us what that does for our 2 people walking at home, or watching at home.
If I make the attack, they take 2d8 poison damage and must make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
If they fail, they're poisoned until the end of my next.
I can't hear.
If they fail the Constitution saving throw, they're poisoned until the end of my next turn.
Okay, so this happens, and they have a +0 on their con, and they rolled a 10.
So they take 7 points of sickness damage.
Okay,
Poison
and
damage.
all of a sudden, all of them, all of a sudden, they just look absolutely and totally devastated by this horrible thing that came over them. And one of them looks at the other one and says, "God damn, dude, what the hell? What did you eat last night?" And everybody needs to roll initiative.
Finally, a double digit.
Our test has a 19. Quinlan has a 13.
Correct.
Grimald, how'd you do?
I got a 6.
Okay. And
I got a 14.
Kara got a 14. And Gemfoot, how'd you do?
12.
12. Okay. Let me just look here for a second. These guys look very, very ill, and they were surprised here. Let me just organize you a little bit. First to act is our test.
All right, let's see. 5, 10.
You'd have to move around the wall and all that. So,
Okay, so he can move 5. Look, come on, 10 to here.
he doesn't have line of sight. Oh, there, from there he would. He'd be able to see the front two guys.
Okay, and he's going to throw a dart into that
Front cultist.
front one right there. Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can find that. Yep, I don't have my addition on my damage there. I need. Let me do the damage correctly.
Okay. It's a hit, by the way.
That's what just. Yeah, there we go. 6 piercing.
Okay, so with that dart, were you trying to kill him, or were you trying to have it knock him out?
I am right now. I'm going for knockouts.
Okay, so he falls over, knocked out. Your dart like flipped end over end, and the butt end of it hit him in the eye and knocked him out.
Oh.
Anything else you want to do?
Then just move back.
Okay. Next to act is Quinlan.
Is the bush considered difficult terrain?
The bush is not.
But the rocks are.
Yeah, the rocks are. If you move over that,
10,
it's twice.
15,
the
20, 25, 30. I'll end up right there.
Okay.
If somebody comes around that other way, I will hit them with my quarter staff.
Okay.
Done.
Next to act is Kara.
I'm gonna move here and
Okay. What are you planning to do here?
I'm just waiting.
Okay. Next to act, the cultists see their brother fall down. The front cultist runs up to him and says, "Brother Silvius, wake up!" and shakes him. And that particular cultist pops up and looks very shaken, and he's got a huge black eye. The cultist up here runs around to investigate and runs right into Kara and screams out, "We've been looking for you!"
Quinlan, actually.
Quinlan.
Quinlan, yes. Whips
Quinlan.
Out, Quinlan, yes, whips out his scimitar and swings the scimitar at your face.
I go for a 10 and miss it. Go ahead.
Rolls a 13 total.
Miss.
Okay. Now the final cultist here runs out past his allies, spots Kara over that way, and runs over to engage Kara. Whips out a scimitar and rolls a 17 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. And the scimitar slashes you.
It's probably gonna.
It does 4 damage.
Oh, I am hurt pretty bad.
Okay. Next to act is Gemfoot. You see
Okay,
all of this going on.
seeing this southern cultist that come out, I'm going to just move up in front of Grimwald there and take out my sling and make a sling attack on him.
Okay.
Hot dog, let's see, that'll be 17 versus AC.
Your rock slams into this poor cultist's noggin.
Okay, and roll max damage, so it'll be 4 bludgeoning.
Are you trying to kill the cultist or knock him out?
You seeing what he just did to Carrie? Yeah, I would try to kill him.
Okay, he falls over dead. His poor cultist skull caved in. He was probably some teenager, misunderstood, rebelling against his parents. The guy who promised women fortune and fame, and the next thing you know, he's a dead cultist.
Gets killed by a little gnome.
Yep.
So you're saying he got what he deserved?
Well, the thing is, you guys see this gnome that's literally 3 feet tall, swinging around 4-foot long sling and letting loose. It was a sight.
The message for all you kids listening in that don't join cults.
Yes, don't join cults even if they promise young cultists of your preferred gender. Trying to be very PC here. Young, hot cultists of your preferred gender as potential interests, love interests, or otherwise. Hate interests, who knows. Next to act is Grimald.
You said it's difficult terrain to get past the tree?
No, you can just see over it. Yeah, but you can walk
So if I were to go like here?
Yeah, okay. You can see the guy that just woke up, and you see little birdies flying around his head, and little stars flashing over.
Do they have any distinguishing marks? Can I see a holy symbols, or you said they're cultists?
Oh, does he have a distinguishing mark? He's got a huge black eye. And he's wearing a brown robe, and he's got scimitars strapped to his waist.
But nothing that looks like a holy symbol or something? Or
not immediately visible.
Alright.
He looks young, wayward youth, misunderstood, that sort of thing. He's got I know what this is distinguishing. So one eye is black, the other is obscured by a huge flap of hair that flaps over his face just that way. Like that. And it's dyed jet black.
Okay.
And you hear him saying, "The world is so dark."
He smells like clove cigarettes.
Yes, cloves and that sort of thing.
And Kitsune looks wounded?
Yeah, very much so. You literally see birdies and stars flying around his head.
I'm just going to cast Cure Wounds on Kitsune.
Okay.
I think that's D8 plus my modifier.
Uh-huh.
So Kitsune gains 9.
That brings me way over.
Okay. That was Grimald. Next to act is our test. You're seeing all of this or hearing it.
Okay. Move out again. Assume he didn't get the message to stay down. And I will do a quarterstaff attack on him for an 11.
And
To hit.
well, what happened was you were aiming for his head, but he had this huge wing of hair sweeping over the one eye, and you misjudged it, and it just kind of whiffed through his hair and exposed his other eye.
Oh no, he's brightened his world up.
Yes.
Okay, and a bonus unarmed.
Pimp slapped the shit out of him.
Ah, missed again.
You reached back for a
Back to
slap,
missing everything.
but he's so like woozy that he like accidentally woozed out of the way of your parental pimp slap, which he probably should have gotten a long freaking time ago. Next to act is Quinlan. Unless you want to move or do something, just go ahead and move.
I'm just good. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to hit him with the quarterstaff.
Okay.
12, nothing.
Yeah, that hits. It's a 12.
All right.
You bring your staff down on this guy, and right before it hits, it says, "The world is so dark. Does anybody have any Depeche Mode CDs?"
And this one will take a. This is just to knock him out.
Okay. Oh. Yeah,
All right.
like you see little birdies immediately flying over his head.
And then. Am I within range of the other one down there by hand?
The other one that's up, that is
The one that keeps with
distracted-
the sweeping.
Yeah, he's currently distracted.
The one I
by-
just missed twice.
Yeah, you would actually have an advantage on him because his attention is fully locked on our test. What little wits he has left about him.
Okay, this is by bonus action hand strike.
Pimp slap, I assume.
Oh, whoops. I did the wrong way. Did that
Well,
wrong.
the 15. I'm just going to take the
The
first
15
die.
will hit.
The 15 hits. You reach back with the back of your hand, and what happens?
I probably slap him,
Okay.
knock him out.
Okay. He goes down. Just at your feet, and you see the eyes of the one behind him kind of widen, like, "Dad, is that you?" And next to act is Kara.
Okay, I'm gonna move over here. So that guy's knocked out in the
Yep.
front.
All the ones with X's are currently have birdies flying around.
I'm gonna back up a little bit more so I can see the guy in the back and firebolt the shit out of him.
Oh. Okay. That's a hit.
4 D10. 7 points of damage.
And he erupts in flames and expires. Okay, you guys are out of initiative, and
Smells
you
delicious.
have two cultists. The one in the back on closer inspection is under his cultist robe, has some very, very tight-fitting jeans that sag at the back and go down to a very tight taper around his spindly, spaghetti-limbed calves. He's wearing a Depeche Mode t-shirt. Who the hell knows what that is? And he has on some glasses, and in his pocket you can clearly see a bunch of artisan kale. What would you guys like to do?
Man,
Take the pants and pull them all the way up.
Okay, this happens. It's a little hard to get him, even though he has spaghetti-limbed calves. It's a little bit hard to get him up, but you're able to.
Is there anything in that van?
There does not appear to be anything of value in their little lair back there. They were discussing the newest bard that nobody's heard of, but they're
Mr. Depeche.
Right, Mr. Depeche. They were discussing obscure bards, artisan pickles, these sorts of things, and just don't, whatever. Like nothing of. They contributed nothing of value, and they have nothing of value.
However, they were here for a reason, so if somebody wants to talk to them, find out what the reason is. I'm
Yeah,
not the person to talk to.
I would suggest that we tie them up, and whoever's got the best persuasion, I guess, probably talk to them.
Okay. So you guys
That is
tie him
not
up
me.
and wake him up, and through the course of conversation, you say that they were just here studying the history of Fort Dalton. They were looking for buried treasure and magic, and they'd heard that this one particular bard that nobody'd ever heard of before was coming through. They made some sort of camp in the old bathhouse. You know.
Okay, what is that now?
Is there any more of them?
They say, "Oh no, it's just us, bro. Down here trying to get."
Oh, I can't tell whether they're lying or not.
Okay, so you could make an insight check.
I did, and you see what I rolled.
Yeah, you think. Actually, you're very like Artest. You heard all of this, and you're like, maybe I need to follow this Depeche. I mean, this sounds badass. Like this could be like the next big thing, and I'd know about it before everybody else. Quinlan, you hear all of this, and you know that these guys are lying. They're just, they're putting on some pose. This is not who they are. They're from the fucking suburbs of Mulmaster, from comfortable houses, all these sorts of things. Like, they're just here to like wreck the fort and make it some sort of a gentrified area. You know they're lying. What would you like to do? You guys still hear me?
Yep. Let's go ahead and leave them tied up here and gagged.
You want to interrogate them?
Yeah, I want to interrogate him. I'm just looking up something.
I haven't got anything else to ask them, so go ahead.
Well, I think they're telling the truth already.
Artest
No,
is
they
looking
are.
for this new hot bard.
There are other ones here. I'm pretty sure of it.
Okay. Well, does anyone here have intimidation? I will attempt an intimidation.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too.
Okay, both.
Let's see if we get anything.
15.
I will smile with my sharp red teeth.
You're throwing gang signs, stuff like this. Okay, so
There we go.
So sadly, they were unimpressed. They're like, that's so like 5 years ago. I was into that like so long ago.
An intimidation, I rolled a 20, but it becomes a 19.
Yeah, they're like, bro, come on now. Like, that's old news. That's old. Anybody else
All
want to
right.
try?
I'll walk over and start carving up the fried one.
Okay. I'll let you re-roll with advantage because they're seeing this, and at heart they're
Well, I got a 20 last time, 19 last time.
right. So you got to do better, bro.
You're doing what?
19.
You're carving up one of the dead ones?
Yes.
I
What
will
is
stop
your
you.
alignment?
My alignment is neutral, but my guy was raised by wolves.
Okay, that's
I don't care. I
He
will
doesn't
stop you.
know.
that's totally
He
reasonable.
doesn't know. He doesn't know that it's not. If the let's see, Quinlan.
Yes.
Quinlan should be able to stop him real easy because he doesn't know it's not right.
I will let
He's-
him know it's not right. My son, this is not the correct way to do things.
Somebody
But
else
we
could,
killed him.
as a
We have to
suggestion-
eat him.
Someone
We
else
killed him.
could,
We have to eat him.
Someone else could use this gruesome spectacle with advantage to try an intimidation attempt on these cultists. They're pretty unnerved right now.
I rolled got an 18 to torture one of them.
Okay, so they were like, yeah, man, We're nihilists. We believe in nothing. These guys don't seem to be intimidating very well for you.
Ripping their fingernails out doesn't help.
No, you're trying everything. Got to do better.
Okay, how about firebolt to the back of one of them's head?
You could try again with intimidation. The one that you firebolted dies, but you would expend a spell spot unless that's a ritual. Oh wait, it's a cantrip, so it doesn't matter. So
Well,
one of
the
them
other
dies.
Are you going to answer our questions?
One of them dies, and you can try again with advantage.
Okay, whoever just fried the guy, I'm going to go over and slap him. Just don't kill prisoners.
All right, so
Well,
be
apparently
that
you
as it
don't
may,
eat your kills either. That's
Correct.
It becomes rapidly.
that sounds backwards to me.
It becomes rapidly clear that the cultists are not going to reveal any more information.
They're not going to do anything.
And in the interest of time, having failed several checks, I would suggest that you move along.
Time up, leave him over in the corner.
Okay, so he's. You guys tuck him into that bush back there, tie him to it, and he's like.
Reenact now.
He's there. You gagged him too.
Jim Foot would probably suggest going to the bathhouse since one of them made a reference to them camping out in the bathhouse. Check it next.
Okay. Anybody else want to do some stuff? You guys are kind of walking over by the gazebo there. As you're
just
approaching
peeking.
the gazebo, as you would remember, this is the College of Song. The building that stood here was completely burned to the ground. However, the garden has taken on a life of its own. A stone bridge crosses a small creek that leads to a foundation that may have once been a gazebo next to the pond. And next, you guys are checking all this stuff out. And una momento here as I prepare. Your hipster is tied up back in the thing there. But quickly his nonsense fades away. And when you wander up by the fountain there,
No.
somebody's wandering up there. Up out of the water, you see two elven-looking creatures emerge, and then out of the fountain comes and sits on the edge. Another elven-looking creature emerges. They do not seem hostile. They don't, although their tokens appear to have weapons. They do not have weapons drawn. A group of elves in surprisingly little clothing approach you from the ruins. These elves look different than many of the other elves you've seen. Their skin is pale blue, their hair is blue, and their hands seem webbed. They have strange flaps of skin on their neck that pulse as they breathe. To one and all, they look somewhat uncomfortable in their skin. Instead of fur, feathers, and wood, the elves wear jewelry made of shells and colorful coral. Instead of long swords and bows, they carry short swords and harpoons. And the elven-looking creature on the edge of the fountain says, "I am Musuna, follower of Ishtisha. Welcome in peace and common kindness. I would ask for your aid."
It is nice to meet you.
Jim Foot would look at him since he's closest to him and introduce, I am Jim Foot Timberstrike from the forest region of Elmwood. How may we assist you?
She says, "Well met, Jimfoot. I wish your aid to facilitate facilitate the safe return of Ulatha. And she doesn't elaborate a whole lot. But she says, I would help you in this task however I am able. There's a cult in the bathhouse. We've tried to go in and rescue our fallen comrade several times, but each time we've been interrupted by warriors and skirmishes, and unfortunately we have not been successful in our efforts.
Okay, out of character, real quick, Kyle, would we have any insight into dealing with these type of elves, any of us before or anything? Have any knowledge on them?
Unless you guys have encountered aquatic elves before,
No.
Nah.
participated in an adventure where they've shown up, then probably not. With
Okay.
these particular characters, they just they seem friendly enough. They don't have weapons out. They're taking postures that suggest that they're not particularly aggressive.
Can I roll insight just to see if I think they're lying?
Sure. Would you get there?
19.
You know that they're not lying. You could ask them some more questions if you wanted, though. They seem cooperative.
How was he captured?
She says that this cult has been transforming prisoners into abominations of the waves, ghoulish zombies with
We saw one.
foul rites bequeathed to them by their god Holy Hydra, and they take seemingly nice people and turn them into monsters. Have you guys seen anything like this before?
Yes.
Yep. We had to soak our captain because he decided to come back up from the dead.
And she kind of shakes her head like, oh no. We've seen this before too. It's the most terrible thing. Perhaps you can help us rid this earth of these foul, evil people.
Can you tell us how the transformation is done?
They take these poor victims and they drown them, and they are doing something like this in some sort of a ritual. We don't know the exact rites of the ritual, but they drown them. They say some words. One thing leads to another. Somebody touches somebody, and they were just curious. And the next thing you know, a zombie pops out. And some of that may be lost in translation because her speech is a little different than we've heard before.
We would be happy to assist you.
Okay. So she suggests that you guys proceed to the bathhouse.
You said you're attacked by warriors when you attacked the bathhouse?
When we went to the bathhouse to try to recover our fallen comrade, yes, we were indeed attacked before.
From within the bathhouse or from elsewhere?
From within the bathhouse.
Okay.
Although
Did
occasionally...
you see how many? Or how many did you see?
Usually there's only a few, sometimes there's more. It really depends, but we're not warriors, we're more like, peaceful, loving elves.
Do an inside check on that, see if they're peaceful, loving elves.
Your previous insight check applies, and they you believe that they're telling the truth, that they are more or less peaceful.
Maybe we can get them to help us. We're strength in numbers.
She says we'd.
All right. You want to head in, or you want to draw them out?
That sounds
I'm
like
for going in.
Okay. So,
Anybody else?
I'd say
Okay.
go in.
All right.
Go in.
All right.
Okay. So you guys are walking up, and let's see here. You see this kind of octagonal building. It's more or less intact. There are some walls and part of the ceiling that have collapsed, but it's still recognizable as a building. You guys are kind of around there. You kind of walk up. You see some
Okay.
huge marble columns, and just a minute here. Yep.
I'm gonna redeem my action. If anyone pushes out a fireball.
Okay. So you walk up, and there's not any sounds or anything that you can readily hear from where you are. You can, however, see into the door, and you're able to see just inside the door another set of double doors and some sort of a hall with a very nicely ornate section of tile floor that appears mostly undamaged. Occasionally here and there there's some cracks with some weeds growing through it. Kitsune, you're able to see a little bit further, and you see that it bends around to some open windows. You can also see another wall kind of
That's
heading
cool.
up.
Should we take a look around the building before we go in?
Sure. You guys look around, and you're able to look through windows, and I'm just going to show you what you see. On the east side, you're able to see a room through some windows with a bunk, some bunks in there. You continue around the building, and you're able to see another room with some bunks. You're able to scope out a pretty big section of the outside of everything here. Let me just kind of looking through the northernmost window, you see more of an empty hall type structure. Going up to the northwest side, you're able to peer through a window, kind of standing on top of a rubble pile there. You're able to look and see. Looking again on the northwest side, you're able to see another room with two bunks. And finally looking, you're able to see yet another room with some sort of one bunk and a desk and a cupboard in there. And you look through the final window and you see more kind of empty hall type stuff.
Now, are the windows
none of the
intact?
rooms
Huh?
are the windows intact? Are they?
Yeah, most of them are pretty well intact, surprisingly. Everything else was more or less destroyed. It looks like maybe some of these windows were repaired.
Okay. Is this door that our test is standing by, or is that
It's a window.
Okay, but
okay. He's
we didn't see
he's not
anybody
gonna
in the
go in
bunks.
there.
Yeah, you haven't seen any
No.
actual people in the building.
I'm gonna go up back to the front door. Or
All right. Let's.
door and undo. I'll see if there's anything peculiar protecting the door.
I can't hear him.
Yeah, he's a little bit harder to hear. He's going around to the front door and looking around. You don't notice anything
Okay.
except that what you've seen. There are some doors. There's some windows.
All right. Head in and see if I can do a perception check for traps and things like this.
Okay, go ahead. You are fairly confident that there are no traps. Yeah, not seeing any traps or anything that would lead you to believe that there are traps.
Okay. All right. You want to go and check out this room, and I'll sit out here and watch.
Okay, so Kara walks in, and this is, you can see that at one point this was outfitted with some plumbing, and this was probably some sort of a private bath chamber where various delights occurred. But the tubs that were in here and the fixtures were long since removed, and it has been converted into some sort of a sleeping quarters.
I'm gonna go to the back room.
Okay, and you go into that back
More
room,
in here, and we prepare for.
and this actually was some sort of a kitchen where they would. You look around, and it was obviously at some point some sort of a kitchen where they did some sort of cooking, for, like appetizers for snacks for the people like engaged in whatever it is they were doing here. Mostly like finger food, that sort of thing. But it has been converted into some sort of a sleeping quarters.
Let's check out that thing in the center.
Check out the desk in the. You guys are in there.
Oh, well, you can check.
I'll
out
go
the
back
desk
in there. Check the desk in the drawers.
So you
and the
We're planning on
and
it.
under the bed.
So you ruffle through the drawers, and you're able to find, and I'll detail all of this at the end, an arcane focus and a wand, which was a wooden wand of driftwood with a piece of coral on the end. The two together are probably worth 10 gold pieces. You find some incense in there for drowning out different smells and things, probably worth about 25 gold piece. There's a journal with some notes about the ruins that you've already more or less discovered. There's a silver tankard for imbibing worth about 5 gold pieces. There's a healer's kit with 4 uses remaining. And kind of scattered about the various areas in the room, there's 52 gold pieces of things.
I'll take the healer kit.
Okay.
On the wand, can I do an Arcana check to see if we can detect if it's magic or anything magical about it?
Well, you don't need to do a check. You would know that it is it is a focus that a wizard would use
Okay.
as a spellcasting aid, so that they wouldn't have to use components.
Okay, that'd be something Kara would be interested in.
Okay.
If you guys show it to me, then
Who here knows how to read very well?
Kara does.
Yeah, there's.
Check out this writing in the book.
Yeah, right now you're not discerning anything like super interesting in there, so not a lot worth looking at the moment. Nothing you don't know already.
Let's gather up that stuff and then it's in the center.
Okay.
All right.
So you guys gonna open the doors on the south side there? Position yourselves.
Not gonna open the door yet. Do you hear anything?
From out there, no.
I'm gonna go join my buddies.
Okay. So you guys gonna open the doors?
Yep.
Okay. So, the sound of churning water nearly drowns out the chanting and crying coming from this room. Inside, the eastern ceiling is collapsed, allowing wind, rain, and lighting to be seen. It all of a sudden starts raining. It's more convenient. The room is is mostly filled by a half-empty pool with a narrow walkway surrounding it. The pool is deeper in the center and shallower at each end. Two prisoners are bound and tied together at the far end of the pool, sitting in water several inches deep and being menaced by a handful of cultists wielding tridents. In the center of the pool, an unnatural maelstrom grabs at the robes of a half-elf that stands waist-deep in the water. Chanting in a primordial language, hands plunge down into the water. The priest seems enraptured as she plunges her hands into the water and the water churns, and the maelstrom pulses with a preternatural light. The priest's eyes snap open to meet yours as she finishes her profane actions in prayer. Child of Ol Hydra, rise and perform your bounden duty. With that, she points towards you, and out of the water rises a waterlogged human with pale, leaky skin. The creature shambles towards you. Give me just a second here. Something to make it. So, boom. This, not that big.
Wow.
He's yours.
So this thing kind of walks out the front door there. And the priest that was doing all this sort of monkey business kind of backs up a little bit. And there are 6 cultists in there kind of surrounding these 2 humans in the center. And she says, you there, attack these vicious invaders. And 2 of the cultists break away and run out. And the other 4 she orders to continue the ritual. And they continue the ritual and more or less ignore you. The elves followed with you. Dark elves and these sorts of things, and they're out there with you as well. And I would need everyone to roll initiative.
Woohoo!
All right. I think people are acting first. Yeah.
At least you got it.
Grimald is an 18. Our test got a 22.
Yeah.
How'd Jim put?
17.
Okay. Let me just figure out who's in what order here.
By the way, I like your maps.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Okay, so first to act is Quinlan.
I've got a question. We're in front of the doors now. Those little lines on the diagonals, are they windows or what are they? Are they doors, windows?
They're frosted, really thick glass. You really can't see in. You can really only kind of see into the room through the doors there.
Okay. You guys figure you got this guy out here? I'm going after the priest. I'm going to do a disengage.
Uh-huh.
Go across and stand right next to him.
Okay, go ahead and move your token.
I did.
Okay. Next to act is our test.
All right. Where am I? Right there. Move in there and attack
the I assume zombie. Start off with. Okay, we'll call him Al.
You can call me out.
Okay. 20 with for 4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then I will do use a key point and do double unarmed attack.
Okay.
1. That can be both of them.
Yeah, you hit. With the
And
first
that's
one.
the first one does 5 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
I've got to stay within range. Yeah. I will move in closer at the end as the end of my move.
Okay. Next
And
to
stay
act,
with.
Yep. Next to act is Grimald.
What is that? That's a zombie of some big zombie.
Sort, yeah, some sort of a water-laden corpse.
Okay. I'll attack that. I don't think I hit.
Yeah, you didn't. It whiffs by, and so you get splashed with a little water, but not much else happens. Anything else?
No, I'm done.
Gemfoot.
Okay, this is what I'd like to do, Kyle, if you'll let me, is when Quinlan run by to go to the priest,
Uh-huh.
if I can cast my cantrip resistance and let that be my turn, what that would do is give him an extra D4 if he has to make any saving throw for the next minute.
Okay, that works.
And that'll end my turn.
Okay. And next to act, you see this priest up there. And she says, "My name is Karsef the Drowner. How dare you interrupt our ancient rituals?" These sorts of things. And she looks at Quinlan, who's right in front of her, and she decides to summon her spiritual weapon as a bonus action.
Okay, so when a creature, I'm a mage slayer, so when a creature within 5 feet of me casts a spell, as a reaction, I can make immediately a weapon attack on them.
Okay, go ahead.
And then I can really just interrupt the game for a few minutes and let you keep on going whatever you want to do.
Okay, so you made a melee attack, and we'll figure out how that resolved.
Oh, I rolled a 1.
Okay, so not much happened.
You weren't.
Yeah. Okay, so she sees you swing at her, and decides to make a ranged spell attack against you.
Okay.
And let's see here. She wonders if a 19 would hit.
She will be at disadvantage because she's casting a ranged spell within next to me.
Oh yeah, you're right. She wonders if a 16 would hit.
A 16 would hit.
Okay, and you feel your skin start to tighten around your frame, and all of a sudden some of it turns black and you start feeling pain. And you take 20 points of necrotic damage.
No saving throws?
What's going on?
No saving throw?
Let me check. It was inflict wounds. The spell says make a melee spell attack against a creature you can reach.
Nope.
Range is touch. And actually, she shouldn't have rolled with disadvantage, but she hit anyway. On a hit, the target takes 3d10 necrotic damage.
Okay, that drops me.
Okay. You guys see Quinlan turn black and start stinking of brie cheese and rotten meat. And next, the cultists around the pool continue the ritual, and the elves all run in and start doing battle with them all at the same time. Next to act is Kara.
Now I've got a quick question to ask.
Sure.
Did double my hit points in one blow, so that should kill me, shouldn't it?
Actually, I made a mistake. It was 16 points.
Okay, so in that case, it didn't do that,
Yeah.
and I'm at a -6. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
You're
about
at a
the
0.
confusion. You're at 0. Sorry about that.
Not a problem.
Okay.
We all like to clarify.
Yes.
I like to just lay here.
Yes. Okay. And you're feeling the divine favor of your gods right now. Next to act is Carol.
I'll slip you a 5 later.
Okay. Yep. Speak up a little bit. The mic closer.
As close as it's going to get.
Okay.
And I miss.
You were aiming at the priest?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately wearing scale armor. Anything else you want to do? Okay. Next act is Quinlan, which would be a death save.
Yep, coming. I'm just readjusting my die roll here.
Roll
Hey! One
Okay,
save.
so 1 success. Next act is our test.
Okay. That is. I'm going to burn my last key point to do a disengage right over here and use my action to give Quinlan a healing potion.
Okay,
2d4 plus 2.
good enough. You kind of pour it down his gullet.
Roll away. Or you want me to roll it?
Yeah, you go ahead and roll it. I'm not. You're the one who's swallowing it. I'm just throwing it down your throat.
Yeah, he gently crams it in there and starts.
Can we go with a different visual at this point?
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so he gently lets the healing potion drip over your teeth and gums, and you heal back 6 hit points on 5.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next act is Grimald.
I'm going to attack the guy next to me.
Okay, the big zombie-looking guy.
And 13.
That's a hit.
Good job.
Woo! 4-6.
Okay, the zombie is looking not as good as the zombie once did. Anything else you want to do?
No, I think it's a.
Okay. Next act is Gemfoot.
Okay, the cultist that's right in front of me, that's right on top of me, I'm gonna use my hand axe and try that. Let's see, 11 versus AC.
This cultist is poorly armored and that hits.
Okay, be 2 slashing.
Okay.
And I'm gonna move back 10 foot, and that'll give him an opportunity attack on me.
Okay. He swings and misses.
Okay.
Next to act is the priest. And
Oh man.
let's see, what does she want to do? She, as a bonus action, moves her spiritual weapon out to Grimald and commands it to attack. And it takes the form of a gigantic pickaxe, and it does 2 points of damage to Grimald. Slams into you.
Is it possible to damage the spiritual weapon, or is it?
Let me see here.
I don't remember.
I don't
it doesn't-
think so.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then for her action, let's see, what does she want to do? She wants to cast Sacred Flame. She can just see Kara back there. And let's see. Make a dexterity saving throw, and you're looking for a DC 11. So roll better than 11. Oh yeah. Sadly, you take 3 points of radiant damage from that. And next to actor, the cultist. The cultist that was engaged with Gemfoot decides to move down and run down to Gemfoot. Doing so provokes an opportunity attack from Grimald, however.
Hooray! Who's that on? That cultist? Oh, I see.
This one here, who moved.
Kill him for us.
Oh,
Oh, sadly
I don't
misses.
think that's gonna hit.
Yeah, the cultist uses the weapon and misses. This other cultist here runs down past. Ooh, that's the wrong guy. Runs down past Grimald and provokes another. Well, I guess you can only have one opportunity attack per round, right? So, is that right? I think I have that right.
Yep.
So runs up to Kitsune.
It's a reaction.
Yep, and swings and misses. The other cultists are engaged in combat with the priests, and you see one die, two die, and one of the priests died, but that's about it. Let's see. That was the cultists. The zombie walks up to Grimald and says, "Will you please join me in the water?" and reaches out his zombie arms and attempts to grapple you. So we need a contested strength test, and you're rolling for better than 5. Strength or whatever you want to use to get away from that. Okay, so you're able to wiggle loose. You know, these arms are wet. You know how that is. And we're at the top of the initiative order with Quinlan just popping up with
I will stand up.
A strange sticky substance splashed on his teeth and gums. And he sees this cultist right before him.
I stand up and I am going to attempt to hit the
Okay.
cultist. 15.
It bounces off this armor. It's like this scale mail armor.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action with my fist because it'll really hurt when I hit it with my armor. Hey,
And that is a hit.
Good for die 4. Jeez.
Okay, so
Slap.
yeah, it was a light touch. All right. Next act is our test.
Okay. I will attack this cultist here. Right, the cultist closest to me. Let's see if I can find that.
Well, the priestess is closest to you.
Oh, the priestess is closest? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I roll a 7 to hit the priestess.
And that would miss.
And that misses.
Or the cultist. Yep.
And the bonus attack on a 12 versus the priestess.
The priestess
That misses.
is unimpressed, and she kind of chuckles. She says, "It happens to
All of my
everyone.
combats.
Really, this won't affect our date at all. There just won't be another one." Next to act is Grimald.
I'm just gonna attack the zombie again, I think.
Okay. Do something good here. That's a hit. Big damage. No whammies. Okay. The
9.
zombie falls dead at your feet.
Yay!
Hooray!
Anything else? You want to move?
No, I'll stay right where I am.
Okay. Next act is Gemfoot.
Okay, I'm gonna use my cantrip produce flame on the cultist in front of me.
Okay.
Let's see, that'd be like 21 versus AC.
Oh, that's definitely a hit.
Be 4 fire damage.
Okay, the cultist catches on fire and expires before your eyes. All of his hipster hair is burnt off.
Okay.
All right. Next to act is the priest. The priest says, "Deal with these people or suffer the wrath," and decides she wants to jump into the pool, provoking opportunity attacks from both Quinlan and our test.
Yeah, not so much.
Missed.
16.
Our test missed, and Quinlan missed, and she disappears into the water, swimming downward.
Oh, no.
Yep. The cultists around the pool expire, leaving the priestess alive. I know that's not her token. This final Kitsune, this final priestess next to Kitsune takes one look at the overwhelming odds and says, "All I wanted to do was join the cult and blah blah blah," and starts crying and runs off, provoking opportunity attacks from both Kitsune and Grimald.
Oh,
Grimald misses. Man, what is up with you guys and your ones?
At least we're consistent.
Right,
Indeed.
It happens to everyone.
You got a pill for it?
They do, and the FDA just released one for the priestess as well.
3 points of damage.
Okay. And the cultist appears bruised, but runs off, and you're out of initiative just in time to take a quick bio break for the exciting conclusion. All right, see you back in a couple
Okay.
minutes.
All right.
Okay, we're going to check who's back. Quinlan, you back?
Back.
Gemfoot.
Good to go.
Okay.
I'm here.
Grimald is...
Yep.
Okay.
I'm back to you.
Yep. Okay. Let me just check a couple things here. Just get a couple things set up for you. Okay. You guys saw this evil being disappear down the pool. I'm assuming you're jumping into the pool, and that's what happens. So, in the interest of time, you're swept down a dark corridor of rushing water and spit out into a 20-foot fall to splash down into a cave pool. The pool is lit by phosphorescent fish and mushrooms that swim to and fro. You wipe the water from your face again, thinking you have water in your eyes, as you see amorphous globules of water floating throughout the cave. Some of them inhabited by glowing fish that are in the area. These water globules range anywhere from the size of a small drop to 10 feet across, and they undulate as they bob lazily through the air. In the center of the cave is a perfect sphere shape of water suspended in midair, glowing with a greenish blue. Movement distracts you from your vision. You see the priestess with pale skin, blackish green hair, and green eyes, and she appears now to have a phosphorescent glow. There is an elf laying, I'm going to mark him on the map here, laying on some dry land near the pool. And his skin is pale blue, and he has blue hair, but he's bound tightly with leather straps. He's strapped down, and he's got a gag or something, and he can't move. And you're floating in these bubbles, kind of suspended in midair, above this thing, kind of floating around, and you see a waterfall plunging down into the pool from the north there. And as you come down, this is what you see. What would you like to do?
I'm going to head over to the guy tied up.
Okay, you're in a bubble of water. Are you going to swim out of there?
Oh, so the bubble doesn't move with me?
Nope. You move within the bubble, though.
So, within my own little square, I'm fine. But if I go out, I'm...
Well, you don't know what would happen. You're in a bubble that roughly takes up your square. You can swim around inside the bubble, or you can swim out of the bubble.
I will swim inside my bubble, trying to push it in the direction I want to go.
Nothing happens. Your hands go outside of the bubble pretty much with ease.
Okay.
You can swim out of the bubble should you wish.
Yes, understood. I'm just trying to figure out if I wish.
I'm going to give you 2 seconds to do that. My phone is ringing. I have to answer it. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Sorry, guys.
Okay. Quick, let's talk. Do we want to do that? We're all going to die.
Okay, what do we have setting up here?
Well, we're strategically, we can swim from one bubble to the next bubble. Like I can swim over to Kitsune, right? Is what my intention is. It looks like he's got a big bubble around him. Did I understand that correctly?
It looks like it, yeah.
That's Kara, yeah.
No, the guy in the center.
Oh, the one in the center?
Looks like he's got a big...
Is that the priestess?
That's the priest.
All right, well, we don't want to be drowned by her. Okay, so my move is 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 in the water. 2 moves to get there. And you move at half speed in water, right? Okay. And what are these rocks? Are they above the water?
No, I think everything else is underwater. Maybe I got that wrong.
Okay.
Look him to clarify that.
All right. Well, I'm running around with a total of 9 darts right now. And that's not as good an attack as being in straight combat.
Well, it looks like we can get at least 3 inside the bubble around him if it's a bubble.
Okay. Did you have the thunder wave or anything like that? A pushing attack?
I have that.
And if they fail their con save, they're pushed
10 feet.
10 feet. So you can try and...
Okay, sorry about that.
Probably the wrong direction.
Okay, so what'd you decide to do?
Okay, we just need some clarification on the area.
Yes.
The rocks down there, everything's underwater down here, correct?
Yeah, except there's a rim of rock around the pool that you can see there, and what you also see is like cave wall. So you're in kind of a cavern with some pillars and stalactites and stalagmites, all those sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a pool of water at the bottom. There are some piles of rock here and there. You're suspended approximately 15 feet above the water in these bubbles of water.
Okay. The big purple, is that he's got his own little...
That's a very large floating glowing bubble of water in the center there.
Okay. Well, then my action is to get out of the bubble and go over towards Kitsune.
Okay, so you come out of the bubble, swim out of it, and fall into the water, and you're swimming.
Okay. And it's half movement?
I believe so, unless somebody knows the rule better than I do.
Well, we'll call it half movement.
I think that's it.
Okay.
So I'm going to double move over to where the blue skin guy is.
Okay.
And that's my move.
Okay. Let's see. Why don't we
Do an ish.
Yeah, do initiative. I'm sorry. I got distracted by the phone call. Sorry about that. I just got really discombobulated there.
Not a problem.
Woohoo! Big roll.
17.
Okay. Kara has a 5. Grimald is at a 16.
I'm at a 20.
Our test is at a 20. Quinlan, how'd you do?
16. I'm chomping on something crunchy, so I've got my unit.
Okay. All right. So you see this priest in the center. Everybody except for Kitsune is still suspended in a bubble of water. All this happened before anybody noticed, and as soon as somebody noticed you falling in the water,
And it's Quinlan that's out of the bubble. Kitsune's still in his.
oh, okay. All right, Kitsune.
Kara.
still,
Yeah.
I'm going to put Grimald first and Quinlan second, unless there are objectives, because you rolled the same. Okay, so first to
Fine by
act
me.
is actually our test, floating in his bubble.
Okay. What is a good thing to do?
Out of the ceiling, you see the Elven Priestess drop, the one that was helping me before, but she's in a bubble.
Head out of the bubble
Uh-huh.
and I don't know if I want to go into that bubble. I'm swimming.
Well, it's actually above the...
Is it?
Yeah, it's above the surface, and the priest...
Oh, so I drop and then swim.
Yep, and the priestess is underneath that bubble. So she's in the water, but yeah.
And that darts aren't going to do anything.
Is it too far? Or...
Well, she's in a bubble of water.
No, she's not. She's under. I'm sorry, she's underneath it. Yeah.
Underneath it.
Yeah. The bubble of water is floating up above the surface, and she's underneath that bubble of water. So she's in over there.
Okay. Is she swimming on the water, or what is she on?
She appears to be on the water, swimming, kind of unnaturally swimming, just a little bit above it. So the only thing that's submerged is her knees.
Or then I'm just going to move up to 15 and throw a dart.
Okay.
That's a 24 on the attack
That's a hit.
and 4 piercing damage.
Very good. You see this dart slam into this naughty evil priestess. You want to do anything
Somebody can
else?
roll.
Okay, I moved. I'm moved to about half cover behind this.
Okay. Yeah, that's. I'd give you half cover if you swam around to the other side. That's fine. Next act is Gemfoot. You are floating in a bubble of water about 10 feet above the surface.
Okay, and just to clarify, we have 2 evil priestesses, the one in the middle here and then one over here in the corner. Is that?
The other one is the good priestess that you were trying to help rescue one of their companions.
Oh, the one that's in the middle. Okay, is the good one.
The one elven priestess over here is actually.
Oh, okay, okay.
Sorry, I
So
got
the bad one is right here in the middle,
Yep.
correct?
That's her.
And
Yep.
would she be 15 foot away from me? Would you say? I don't know what your
Oh,
squares
yeah,
are.
that's close enough. They're 5-foot
Okay.
squares, but it's not meant to be.
Okay,
fast, so-
Jim Foot's not. He's going to stay in his bubble, and he's going to cast level 1 Thunder Wave, and she needs to make a Constitution saving throw first.
Okay. She is going to try.
And the DC would be 12.
Okay. She fails it.
Okay, good. First, she'll take 11 thunder damage.
Okay.
And then what I want to do is she's going to be pushed 10 foot away. So what I would hope to do is maybe push her out of what she's in into the water.
Okay. She's pushed 12 feet away, you say?
10 foot.
10 foot. So she's moved back 10 feet in that direction. She is still somewhat on top of the water.
Okay.
She has some sort of a way that she's not submerged in water.
Okay.
And a half
Well, that
walking, half not.
and no movement. I'll stay where I'm at.
Okay. Okay. The next to act is Karsev the Drowner, and she wiggles her hands around. A green light appears, and she says, "Hocus pocus!" And on top of a pile of rubble next to Grimald appears this water creature called a marrow. And that's what she does for her turn. Next to act is Grimald.
What does it look like? Is it like a snake kind of thing, or?
Yeah, it is just to clarify, it is a large monstrosity. It's like it's some sort of a weird creature that you've never seen before, that it looks to be better adapted to living in water than it is on land.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I'm gonna also cast Thunder Wave, but I'm gonna cast it at that.
Okay.
DC 13.
Okay.
On.
Oh, it crits it.
Okay. It still takes half damage, but does not get knocked back.
Okay.
The big 2.
Okay. So
If you're doing Thunder Wave, it should be 2d8 damage. Thunder damage.
Made it safe.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I missed that. Sorry.
okay. All right. What I would do in that situation is roll a 2d8 and take half of it. So I would roll again, and then take half of that total.
Yeah, that's correct. That's the way I read the spell.
Okay, so it takes 3. So you did a little better.
Thanks.
An extra damage. All right.
I'll take it.
Anything. Okay. Next to act is Quinlan, still in. I guess you're over by the elf on the rock, all tied up.
Right. I'm going to go ahead and use my dagger and cut her free, or cut it free.
Okay.
Dagger.
You do so for your action.
And that was fun.
Right. And what else would you like to do?
Okay, if I did that for my action, it's free, then I'll swim. 5, 10, 15. And that's as far as I can swim.
Okay.
And I'm done.
Okay, you see the elf, the tied up elf kind of scurry out of there and go over to dry land.
Oh, let me take that back. You said this up here is dry land?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to climb out onto the dry land then.
Okay, that's no problem.
Okay, I'm done.
Yep. Let's see. Next to act is Kara.
I'm gonna swim out of my bubble.
Uh-huh.
If I can get on the dry land.
Yeah, you can, easily.
And firebolt the bad priest.
Okay.
Or firebolt, sorry.
Uh-huh.
Does a 7 hit?
Nay.
Damn. Stupid freaking fireball.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. So we're at the top of the initiative order, and it is our test's turn.
All right. That's closest to me. It's good in the water, though. All right. Five, 10, 15, 20, and I will swim over and take a stab at it with the tip of my quarterstaff.
Okay. You poke at this thing. This weird.
That is the most dangerous attack with a quarterstaff in real life, apparently.
All right.
18 to hit.
And
Well, it does a ton of.
You swing this quarterstaff at its nose, and it hits quite handily.
And my bonus unarmed attack is an 18 to hit.
Hit.
Yep, and another 6 damage. So it's a total of 10 damage this round.
Okay. And next to act is, let's see, who was that? That was our test. Next to act would be this guy standing on the rock. Now you see this creature that you have never seen before, which you understand is a marrow. Has a holding a harpoon. And
Oh no!
it takes its harpoon and stabs it at poor Grimald there, screaming out something in some language that you don't understand. And would a 12 hit you?
No.
Okay, so it misses. Then it jumps down into the water between you two and goes underwater and searches for Artest's feet and attempts to grapple Artest. So you're going to make a contested strength roll, and you need to beat a 20.
Can I make the acrobatics dexterity roll?
Yes, yeah, whatever you want. And the language that it speaks, that it was speaking, was abyssal. For whoever asked the question there.
I roll a 20 and total of 25 on trying to keep out of the grasp.
Okay, so our test, you like pick your little legs up and you're like, "Rah, rah," like this, and like quick get away from it. But it's like really creepy and stuff, because like you know that there's something under the water trying to get you now. And the water is dark, and you know it's there, but you can't really see it all that well. And Kara, what you heard was I'm going to drown all of you. And Kara heard that in Abyssal, because Kara knows Abyssal. So next to act is Gemfoot. You cannot see the marrow currently.
But I still have visual on the Elven Priestess, right? The bad one?
The bad one, yes. It's Karsev is the bad one.
Oh, goodness. He's going to be a little brave and say swim up 15 foot to here. And have to put the priestess about 20 foot from me, and I'm going to use a cantrip produce flame and make an attack roll on him. Oh, no. 7 versus AC.
It's a wet. You tried. Didn't quite do what you thought it would.
Well, I'm going to use I guess I probably have maybe 5 foot of movement. I'll just move back 5 foot.
Okay.
Then.
The next thing you see happen is the elven priestess that just swam out of her bubble and goes up and starts attacking Karsev. Next to act is Karsev. Karsev turns around and swings on the elven priestess with her priestly weapon, which just happens to be a quarterstaff. Or is it? Hold on a second. Did I say that wrong? Swings on the elven priestess with a hand fork, whatever that is. I'm assuming like a very short trident. And you see it like poke a couple holes in the priestess. And they're...
second fork on the left of the dinner plate.
There you go. So they're like fighting back and forth a little bit. Next to act is Grimald.
We can't see that snake thing.
You know it's there. You can feel it. Your feet. You're swimming. It occasionally bumps into it.
We'd be at a disadvantage to attack it, or no?
What kind of weapon are you using?
Warhammer.
Yeah, it'd be disadvantage.
All right. I'm going to cast light on a pebble and drop it down there so I can see.
Okay, you can see now.
Okay.
You can.
I can't.
It's now illuminated.
Okay. And I can see it fine. I mean, I can't attack now because I did that, but
Yeah.
next round.
That's fine. You can see it fine now.
And so can our test.
Yep. And let's see. Next to act is Quinlan.
I ran across, jump into the water, 1, 2, 3, which is 15.
Yep.
There to defend the elven princess and hit him with my
Priestess.
mighty quarterstaff.
Okay.
Yeah, I sure did, like I have so far today. Yes, thank you. And then I will use my hand chop slap. That's even better.
Goodness.
You guys need to like get better dice or something. Like go to the chest.
Get better randomizers on the computer.
Yeah. Chessex is making like some brand new dice for 2015. Go pick some of those up.
Me kaka su kaka. I'll just start rolling my own. That's it. I've had it.
You can honestly.
I know you can. This is ridiculous.
Next to act is Kara.
I'm gonna move over here and firebolt the evil priestess.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll a normal dice.
Fine with me.
Does a 17 hit?
No, sadly.
What the fuck? Stupid evil priestess.
Has that splint mail on for an 18 AC, so you guys are trying to beat an 18 here. Anything else you want to do? Anything else? Going...
That's it.
Okay. Next
Sorry, I had my mic muted.
That's okay. Next to act is our test.
All right. Am I at a disadvantage to attack this critter under the water?
What are you using?
I'm using quarterstaff and unarmed.
I dropped the light pebble down there so you can see it clearly.
You can see them, but correct me if I'm wrong, but unless you're using like a piercing weapon, isn't there some disadvantage to attacking something in the water?
There's...
No, I don't know.
I seem to recall reading that rule, but I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, check it.
It's probably in the DM's guide,
Probably.
and I don't have mine with me right now.
Underwater combat, sea under combat.
Okay. Sorry, a lot of this stuff I know for a minute or two, and then it slips my head.
Combat Underwater 198 in the player's handbook. Let's see.
A creature that doesn't have a swimming speed has disadvantage unless the attack unless the weapon is dagger, javelin, short sword, spear, or trident.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, pull out
All right, there you
my wonderful dagger that I just had finished up for me.
Excellent.
A silver dagger,
All right.
and I'm gonna go at this thing with a dagger.
Okay.
Okay, melee.
That's a hit. You got him?
Okay, and 5 on the damage,
Okay.
piercing, and then the bonus attack is unarmed.
Yeah. Disadvantage, right? So you still hit.
No, this. Okay,
Yeah.
and that is another 5 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. You can feel your feet. It's like you're running from a monster in a dream. Your feet are all heavy, but you know you connected. You see like little bubbles come up from the water, like, and Kara across the room, you hear "damn it" as the bubble like pops and all this. Next to act is this thing under the water, and some more bubbles pop up that mean nothing to you, Artest, but Kitsune, you're hearing, "I'll get you yet, my pity." And you need to make a contested strength test, and let's see, what is his modifier? His modifier is on strength a +4. Sadly, you are going to have to roll a 22 to avoid being grappled.
Okay, dexterity acrobatics. Well, that's my guess is I'm going to miss it, but we can say I'm going to do it.
Give it a shot.
Okay.
Oh!
25.
Oh my gosh! Like, you felt the arms wrapped around you, and like apparently they weren't wrapped enough, but it pulled your pants off. So you're swimming.
It's my loincloth.
Yeah, naked
so.
from the waist down. It had a hold of your loincloth, like, and you're
This is
naked
a bad
from the waist
visual.
down. Next to act is Gemfoot.
Okay, I'm gonna swim back up 5 foot to there, 20 foot from the evil priestess, and I'm gonna try to produce flame again. Hot dog, 21 versus AC.
That is a hit.
She'll take 5 fire damage.
Okay. Catches on fire, quickly dunks herself, and curses at you. Not very
And
happy.
then I'll just move 5 foot back again, kind of 25 foot away from her.
Okay. The priestess seems somewhat distracted by the elven priestess. They're in some sort of cat fight. They're rolling around. One of them screams the female word for fish, whatever that is. It's like, the female word for dog is bitch. It's the equivalent only in fish speak. And they start pulling at each other's hair and all this, slapping, lots of this kind of stuff. And the next to act is Grimald.
Cast Sacred Flame on the sneaky guy. He needs to make a dex save for 12.
Okay. He fails it.
All right.
Under the water, mind you, he fails it.
He takes 4.
Okay. Could have been a lot worse for him.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Let's see. Next to act would be Quinlan.
We'll try with the quarterstaff again. And I'm rolling it this time. I rolled a 19 plus 3 is 22.
That is a hit.
Yeah!
Big time hit.
Trying to be nice about the whole thing. No. And that's for 4 points of damage.
Okay.
Then the hand attack is a 13, which isn't enough.
No. You slap out viciously with all of your might, and your hand wetly slaps against the armor.
I was going to just slap the water and throw water in her face.
Okay, well, that could have happened too.
Okay.
All right, next to act is Kara.
Let's try this again. To the evil priestess. Miss.
Sadly. Anything else?
Can I get to where between the green and yellow glowy stuff?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. And you walked by there and you smelled something foul. These mushrooms and molds are glowing, and as you walked by, they kind of shimmered, and you heard some squeaking noises. You haven't ever seen anything like this in the surface worlds before, but when you were a young child, your mother told you about wee beasties and all sorts of weird things that can be found deep under the earth. And that's the extent of your knowledge. Next to act is our test.
Okay, man. I want to get rid of this thing. Okay, we'll try the dagger and the bonus unarmed again.
Oh,
Dagger, regular,
That's
23, 4 damage,
wow, you're rolling.
4 piercing damage,
Uh-huh.
and then unarmed at disadvantage, 7.
Good
Wouldn't have
enough.
done some
Yeah.
damage, but I slapped them.
Yeah, you can.
No, it's it.
Yep.
No, the unarmed is at disadvantage.
Okay, so it would have hurt him, but it sadly didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. So that thing under the water, some more bubbles come up, and Kara, you don't hear anything except. And our test, you smell something foul as it grapples again for your legs to try to pull you under the water. And you would have to beat he's got a strength roll, a 9 is all you have to beat. At this point, he's
21.
16. Okay, good enough. He really wants to drown you, dude. You should really let him. Like, we all float down here. Next to act is Gemfoot.
Okay, I'm going to try cantrip again on Produce Flame and see if I can hit her with some more fire damage.
Okay,
Hot dog, another good roll. 21 versus AC.
that's a hit.
6 fire damage.
Good
Okay,
job.
So, what you see happen is you see the priestess, the evil priest die.
Hot dog.
The big globe at the center of the room kind of sputters, and you can see it losing its strength. You're given to understand that that was some sort of an elemental node of power that they were trying to revive, because this is what the elven priestess told you eventually. The evil marrow that was trying to drown our test unsummoned. And that is the conclusion of our adventure. Thanks for playing, everyone. Thanks to the 2 people watching our stream at home. And now all that remains is to total up treasure and rewards, and I will do that now. I'm going to cut the stream off. Once again, everyone, thanks for watching. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Yep.